Hi everyone, we are going to talk about the EB-2 National Interest Waiver Visa. We are going to touch a little bit about the eligibility requirements and which are the different steps, the general steps that you need to satisfy in order for you to get the EB-2 National Interest Waiver Visa. This is an amazing option for those who are able to satisfy, for example, a professional degree, experience, and other type of exceptional eligibility requirements that you may satisfy in order for you to come here to US and to succeed in your professional life. Also, you can bring your family, your relatives as your spouse, your children younger than 21 years old. So it is an amazing option for you and your family to come here and to be able to reach the American dream. We are going to talk about that in a couple of seconds. Well, this is Luis Victoria, attorney Luis Victoria from Miami, Florida, here from the US. We are going to talk about an amazing option for you and your family and also your children to come here and to succeed in your professional life. Also, you are going to see that you are going to be able to obtain your green card. Who may qualify for the National Interest Waiver Visa in order to get the green card, the lawful permanent resident card? Well, we are going to see first that the EB-2 employment-based visa, it has several eligibility requirements. In order for you to be able for an employment-based visa, for this second preference EB-2 permanent worker visa, you are qualifying if you are a member of a profession and also you have an advanced degree or its equivalent, or if you have an exceptional ability. So this is very important for you to know if you want to qualify for this type of visa. Also, we combined two elements. First, the one that we already talked about it, and then we are going to talk about the National Interest Waiver. What is that? If you are requesting to waive the labor certification, normally for the EB-2 visa alone, you have to apply for a labor certification process, which is with the Department of Labor. In this case, you are waiving that specific step. How? You are applying in the best interest of the United States. So you are eligible to file a petition in your own behalf. In other words, it's a self-petition. It's a self-petition because you are not in need of the job offer. So you may do this whether first you seek to classify yourself as a member of a profession who has an advanced degree. You are an engineer, you are a doctor, you are a PhD, whatever. Or if you have an exceptional ability. So which is the step number one, the general EB-2 eligibility test? So pay attention for this. You can pass the general EB-2 eligibility test by meeting one of the following two criteria. First, you have an advanced degree, as we already mentioned, which means, for example, a master's or PhD degree, or its equivalent. For example, a bachelor's degree or 5 years of experience. Or second, you have a demonstrated exceptional ability in your field. So you are not like in a normal level, so you are more than that. So most of the National Interest Waiver applicants, you guys are able to pass the general EB-2 eligibility test, the one that we are talking about it, by having an advanced degree or its equivalent. So that's very important. Now, what is an advanced degree? Documentation such an official academic record showing that you have an US advanced degree. First, that's an advanced degree. Or a foreign equivalent degree. Or an official academic record showing that you have a U.S. baccalaureate degree. So, in other words, a bachelor degree. Or a foreign equivalent degree and letters from current or former employers showing that you have at least 5 years of progressive post-bachelor work experience in the specialty. So this is very important for you to know what is an advanced degree. Now, documentation as an academic official record showing that you have an advanced degree, it is very important for you in order to satisfy that requirement. Now, which is an exceptional ability? You must be able to show exceptional ability in the science, arts, or business. Exceptional ability, for example, means a degree of expertise significantly above, as I mentioned you before, above that ordinarily encountered in the science, arts, or business. So you are not in the normal level. You are above that level. How do you prove that? So throughout evidence that is going to be able to demonstrate that you are in that specific level. So which is the step number 2? The national interest waiver test, which means that you are not going to ask for a labor certification. Instead, you are going to ask for a waiver in order to avoid that requirement, the requirement to apply for a labor certification. So how? After passing the general EB-2 eligibility test, the one that we already talked about it, must also satisfy all 3 elements. Remember, all 3 following elements of the national interest waiver test, which are those 3 elements. First, your proposed work has both substantial merit and national importance. I repeat again, your proposal work, which is like your proposal endeavor, has both substantial merit and national importance. Second, you are well positioned to advance your proposed work. And third, when balancing all the factors, it will be in the national interest of the U.S. to grant you a waiver of the normal job, and labor certification requirements. As we have been mentioned before, you normally need a labor certification for the EB-2 visa. The EB-2 visa, remember, is an employment-based visa, which means that you need a labor certification from an employer, from a U.S. employer. But in this case, you don't need that because you meet other requirements in order to avoid that specific element of the law. So, in other words, you are going to avoid that because you are going to apply by your own, a self-petition. So, which are the main advantages, finally, of applying for a national interest green card, interest waiver visa? First of all, the employer sponsorship is not required. We have been mentioned throughout this presentation. Second, a specific offer of employment is not required. So, in other words, you don't need an employer and you don't need an offer. So you are applying by yourself throughout a business plan, throughout your experience, throughout your bachelor degree, because you have an advanced degree, because you have experience in a field, you have a proposal endeavor, you have excellent experience, and you are able to show that you meet the requirement of the national interest. The government is going to be interested in your proposal. So, in other words, you don't need a perm, a labor certification, because if you don't have that exceptional, like a presentation, or your job, your proposal endeavor is not in the interest of the government, of the U.S. government, so you will need a labor certification because you need a job offer or an employer. But in this case, for the national interest waiver, you don't need that requirement, the labor certification. Also, another important aspect of this national interest waiver is that it's less strict eligibility criteria as compared with other type of visas, like the EB-1A, for example, because the EB-1 employment-based visa is very strict, and it has a lot of requirements, that if you don't meet them, you are not going to be able to satisfy those requirements. I am not telling you that the EB-2 national interest waiver is an easy visa, but it is less burdensome. In other words, it is possible for many people to meet the requirements, to satisfy the requirements for the EB-2 national interest waiver. So go ahead, try to apply for this visa, because this is an important an option for you and for your family. Go ahead again, never stop, don't see obstacles in your life. So going forward, try to satisfy these requirements, but the most important is that you have to be evaluated by a lawyer, by a licensed lawyer here in US. If you want for us to evaluate your resume, your curriculum, you are free to send your curriculum throughout our email address, and we are going to give you an opinion about your particular curriculum, your particular eligibility requirements. Maybe you can satisfy this requirement. It is a little bit difficult just to see your curriculum and to figure out that you are going to satisfy the requirements for this particular visa. However, it is a good beginning to let you know that you may have option to qualify for this particular visa, which is an extraordinary opportunity for you and your family, and for you to be able to develop your professional life here in US. But the most important is to obtain the green card, and soon is going to be able to apply for your citizenship. Also, your family, your relatives, your immediate relatives, as your spouse and your children younger than 21 years old, they are going also to be able to apply for that great opportunity. So thank you so much again for being here in our YouTube channel. Please a thumbs up for this video, because many people are going to be able to to be benefit with this information. And also please share this video, because many people are going to be benefit again for this information, which is a content information for many people, many professional people, that they don't know, or that they didn't know that maybe they are going to be able to apply for this particular visa. We have several videos here in our channel. Most of them are in Spanish, but you can look around our YouTube videos and you are going to find some in English. We are going to be able to, or we are going to have more options in English step by step. So, but please don't forget to send your curriculum, your resume, in order for us to evaluate your particular field. Thank you so much again. This was Luis Victoria, your attorney, your immigration attorney from Miami, Florida, in the United States of America. See you next time, guys.